Hey guys, how you guys doing today? It's me, Kelly. I hope y'all are doing good. I got my background done for my mixed media painting. And um, a couple people had emailed me and asked about how their page looked, and they felt that it needed more. And I was trying to explain how you need to have like a background, and you can see here we have a background. This is what you're going to see in the back of the painting, and you need things that are more forefront. So what you would do, and I'm going to do it on here. I don't know exactly my scale or what I'm putting on here yet. I might do a face. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I want to kind of show you how to bring out. I always say it's like looking, like when you're looking in if you're in a park and you look out into the trees and grass. When you look, the grass is in in the background. So it doesn't make as quite of an impact as maybe the trees that are in front of you, if that makes sense. If you look at your art desk or where you do art, look at things. What do you see first? On mine, I have my camera, my webcam. That is what is standing out to me right now. But behind that, in the background, is my calendar hanging on the wall. So I hope that makes sense when you look at this. So this is our grass, so to say. We're standing and we're looking forward. And it's a beautiful forest. And so you stand there and you look, and the background, like I said, is all like the trees look smaller, the grass, the whatever's back there. And as you stand and you continue to look, what's right in front of you is more prominent. And I know that it's so hard to explain. You want this to be in the background and you want things to pop when you look at it. So you don't lose the background, but you have pop. Okay, enough said. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm going to take a darker color on here, and I'm just taking a stencil, and I don't exactly know what stencil this is, and I'm not really caring about it too much. I'm going to put a little bit of paint down. You can use your Adirondack paint dabbers, your Delusion sprays. You can use whatever you have, your acrylic sprays, whatever you have. And then I'm going to use, what am I going to use? You know, I'm always prepared. I'll use him. Come here, little friend. Little friend. Okay, so I have my stencil down. And I'm going to let's see here. Move in a lot. I just want to move in a little bit to the stencil so you can see. And this is the stencil, and I don't even know how well you can see it. Just going to add some depth is what this is going to do. And I'm going to take my paint and I'm going to dab it. And then I'm going to go over my stencil and just dab. And don't worry about being so perfect with the stencil. If you miss a part, if it's not quite as dark, it doesn't matter. We are just going to add, and let's see. I just go over it because I see there's a few that I want a little bit darker. I want to kind of concentrate in this area and go off the side is my goal. Okay. And then I'm going to lift it up, and I want you to see how much darker that is. Now, I hate to waste paint, you know that, so I just kind of turn it over. I'll take a rag or my hand or whatever and just kind of turn it over on another side and get the opposite of the print off the stencil, and I kind of push it down and lift it up, and not much comes off because it's already dried on here. Because acrylic paint dries a little bit fast. Now, you can use an extender and all kinds of other things, and that's something I'll get into another day with the acrylic paints, but for now, that is where we're at. Now, let me show you this. I'm going to put that one back. And can you see how dark it is, but yet you still see the background? That's what you want to do. That's what that means. So let's take, now I would probably do another couple little sections of that color, but let's go on with another color so you can see. The wind is so bad here today. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I will take another stencil. I thought I put out more stencils, but I don't know what I did. So as you know, we put the circles down here with the Punchinella. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to lay the Punchinella down here. And you can lay it straight. You can do it kind of cockeyed. We'll do it cockeyed because I'm just cockeyed. Let me see. Let's see if my Tim Holtz Adirondacks will work. I'm not promising anything. These are the acrylic paint daubers. So fancy. Let's try this. So I have my Punchinella down, and I'm going to bang the shit out of this as if it's Tim Holtz bank account because we all know. But, like I said, some colors of these work fantastic. These are older ones. They're when he first came out and didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And I've written them. I might even write them again about all these dry crackle frickin' things I bought that don't work again. Anyway, they're always dry. Alright, I'm not going to get on my tangent about Tim Holtz. Anyway, I'm using this product for Christ's sake. So, see, we got these green dots. Now, what's happening is we're pulling some of the green, okay, out by doing this with this green. And I'm going to pull back in a second. I'm going to do another little bit of the green up here where there's a lot of pink. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, I can turn my Punchinella over if I want to do it that way and press and see what we get off of that first to save paint because Lord knows nobody hands you the paint. You got to buy it. And I'll lift it up. Now can you see that? You can see some of it pulling up and coming off the paper, and that's great. But it's really not as dark as I want it there. So I'm just gonna dab like 3 dabs. 3 little holes. Hello, little friends. Some green paint for you. Bless your heart. Okay. So there. So we just got a little bit. Now let me move back a little bit. And you can see, those, the ones that I just did coming out from the background. Now, of course, I'm not going to waste anything, so I'm just going to lay this bad boy here. Now, it doesn't have to be Punchinella. It's any stencil or even stamp. You can even use a stamp. And see a little bit of it came off there. It looks good, looks good. Also peeled some away. Okay. It doesn't have to be Punchinella or a stencil, rather. I'm sorry. It could be stamps that you have, which if I were smart at the moment, I would have pulled out to, that's what she said. I'm sorry. Okay. We'll continue. I don't know why I didn't pull stamps out. I went stencil. Anyway, you can use a stamp the same way by using acrylic paint and just painting it on, or using your ink pad. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to dry this really, really quick. For a momento. And I do this because, and you don't have to, you might want your colors to mix. So I'm not going to sit here and dry all this till it's completely dry and blah, blah, blah. I know the next color I'm using, so I just have to pick Another stencil or stamp, it doesn't matter. This is from the Crafters Workshop, where I get most of my stencils, because my stores only carry for the last 10 years the same stencils that they always have. And so I like to buy these, and I buy them, and I'll put the link below in the description. I buy them from Blitsy. Matter of fact, they have some on sale now that I keep eyeing up to buy. They're so much cheaper. I even when I buy them in the store, I can, I can take Dave in with me and even Emily and use 3 coupons and buy 3 new stencils. But when I buy off Blitsy, they're all discounted at like 40-50% off. So it's a win for me. And I'm all that matters. So what are you going to do? So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to shake this one up and hope that it comes out. I have no dirty joke for that one. No little innuendo. And I'm going to take some yellow. Now, if I do a face on here, which I'm thinking about painting a face on here, not doing my normal, I mean, who knows? I can change my mind tomorrow. You never know with me. I'm crazy wacko. But what my goal is to paint on here and as on the background, rather than using some of the drawings that I've already done or want to do. Because I like to draw on my mixed media paper or watercolor paper to get an idea of what I want. And then I kind of draw her and get her face how I want and all. I mean, for those of you who have watched me, you're probably so tired of hearing me say this, and then I don't add the hair. I just cut out the face and whatever I'm going to do on here. Okay, just come out already. All right, my dogs are going to probably start barking. So I want to kind of do, maybe paint a face on here, or it might end up being a butterfly. It depends on what my background ends up like. Come on, can't you just punch on there, baby? And we're smacking, and we're smacking. And I'm not worrying about what the texture is that I'm getting, like that I'm hitting all of the stencils so it looks like a stencil. I really don't give a crap about that. I just want this color on here. And it's just being a real prick. Come on. It's ridiculous. Should it take somebody 20 hours to do this is my question. Please, Ranger, Timmels, listen to me. Make this easier for people. I have so many of these. Make them easier for people who are disabled. This is ridiculous. You don't answer my emails. You never call me back. All right. That's how I feel about that. But anyway. And you lift up. And the yellow's coming. See how the yellow's popping out? And I see right here. I'm going to do just a little bit of the yellow. I'm going to kind of like run it over this corner on the stencil. Just to give some color here because the color isn't. And look, you can take the lids off of these and, do your thing. But honestly, the way my past couple months have been going, I just want to bang the shit out of it. Anyway, there we go. And maybe I'll turn it over here and do a little background here. Because that paper will soak it up, the text that we put down. And this is a flat canvas. And the first video is a few videos back. Click my name below. I'm going to set up a thing where you can just click the corner, but click my name below. It'll take you to my main page and you sub there. And then you can see all the fun things I do. I have a live show on Monday nights this week coming up, the God's willing. I will be doing my show at 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time on Monday on Ustream. And then Annie will be Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. She's been, I have to say, excellent in helping me. I have to give a special shout out to her because she's been excellent in helping me cope with all that I'm going through and taking over and helping me out. So we got like a little yellow bit there, and you know we're going to need a little bit yellow here. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to take my rag. And just wipe a little bit, and I don't care. And nothing came off. And I'll just do that and set that to the side. Then I'm just going to go rogue. Yeah, no stencil. Watch. I'm going rogue. She's going rogue. I'm going to color in these little greens. And on the edge, so we have some color. Now, once I get this done, now I see I need a little bit more of that bright pink, I'm colorblind, red, purple color. So, what color is it anyway? It is alizarin crimson. Hue permanent. I don't know what hue permanent means, but that is what it is. And I'm going to take my brush because I want to add this a little bit more. So maybe I will take this stencil. I had all my stencils set out and I don't know what the heck I did with them. I'll tell you what. Holy caramba. Okay. So this is from the Crafters Workshop. I got these from Blitsy. They just came in the other day. From Rhonda. Oh, I like the last name. Palazzari Designs. And I don't know if it has the name. Mini Switchback is what it's called. And this is what it looks like. And we're just going to throw that bad boy down. We're going to start pounding. Not worrying too much about where we're doing it, and we're going to lift it up. And we're going to take a little bit here because I want more color on this outside. Not worrying about it. A little bit right here to cover up the mistake I made. Ain't no I gonna know. And then I'm going to do a little bit right here because of the end. It needs a little bit right here. Like I said, just play. Just play. And we got some of that coming out. And you can continue. You want to do more, you want a little bit more, or you want to go back and get the stencil that you used for the yellow, and you want to put it down because you happen to like I like this part right here. I'm going to go in. And again, it doesn't have to be, it can just be you going like this over nothing. You just want to add the color. It doesn't have to be anything. And what's great is that it activates differently. It looks differently with different colors underneath of it. So this is the last thing right here. And I'm just going to turn it over. And now you can spray this with like your water bottle or misting on the side with the paint if it's starting to dry, just to reactivate it. And then you'll get a print like that. You don't have to wipe off your stencil and not, you can reactivate it. But as you can see, and I hardly ever wipe off my stencils. But now I have a little bit in this corner. Now, let's say you don't have stencils. Let's say you don't have stamps. Let's say you just have a brush, not even this brush, any brush you have, and you just stuck your painting in the paint, because that's me. Okay, so let's say that that's where you're at, because I know a lot of us don't have a lot of tools. So just take your brush, whatever you have, a sponge brush. You can get them 10 for $1. Makeup brushes, makeup sponges that you can get at the dollar store, or Annie had mentioned that that she had bought like 500, I don't even know, 100, 500, I don't even know, for like $4 or something at the Walmart. So by all means, like, look for things. I have round I'm grabbing them, that's why. I have, these are 28 wedges, right? I've had these forever because when I'm done using one, like if I would use one now, and then, which Carol Roper said, Carol Roper Moyer, I'm so confused. Carol, she knows who she is. Because I'm sending her a couple. And she said, what she would do, because she's very, very frugal. I'm frugal, but it depends on my mood. She would, you can rinse it out when you're done, so then it doesn't get bad. And you can get like so many uses out of it. I sometimes leave the paint dry and have to come back and cut that part off and then just continue using the sponge. But yeah, you can definitely buy these or trade with somebody and get a couple, and they'll last you a very long time. And these are great. You can get them at the dollar store, like I said, for $1. I think that's where I got these, and I got 28. And these are great to use as a, you know, if you don't have a brush or, you know, whatever. And I also bought the round ones that are like circle like this, like round. Well, that's not round, but you see what I'm saying. Oh my God, I'm dropping everything. Anyway, so let's say, oh, my brush. I sat here talking too long because that's what I do. I'm just going to spray it very lightly like that. And you know, you can get your bottles at the dollar store, you know, at your pharmacy, whatever. And I'm just going in and I'm just going to make a little patterns because that's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't matter that you don't have a stencil. It doesn't matter if you don't have, you know, whatever. You can do it. You can do it. So, I'm going to stop pouncing because I'll just pounce, pounce, pounce. All right, so let me show you. All right. Can you see now how things are popping out at you? That you can see this muted background right here, right? But these things, these darker things, some of the yellow, the darker, definitely the darker fuchsia, maroon, crimson, whatever. The green, they're all sticking out. So now when you look at this, let me try to get you in a good angle. Now when you look at this, the first thing you're going to see are these darker colors that I pulled out from the background that's now muted. So does that make sense? So when you're doing your art journal page or a canvas or whatever, and you do your background, and even if, normally when I do this, the dark, bring out the darker, I already have my person or my whatever I'm putting on my canvas on here because I want to blend her in with the background. So I would have left it and not done the dark. And I would have put whatever I was putting on here, let's say my little girl, my woman, or whatever I'm putting my face. And then I would get her situated with her hair and everything like that. And then I would go around her and around the rest of the canvas, pulling out the dark. In this instance, it doesn't matter if I can't, you know, whatever. I haven't even decided how I'm going to do this canvas yet or what I'm going to do to it. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to show the difference of the dark sticking out. But then you still have, when you look at it closer, you got this beautiful background underneath. That's still there, but it's not as prevalent because we have the darker. So it's kind of like we're standing here and we're looking, and what comes to our eyes is this and this and this and this and this and the darker colors. You know what I mean? The greens, the yellows, those pop at you. But then when you look closer, you get to see all this fantastic texture and all this text, and I couldn't think of the word, the text and the colors and the muted, and they're much more muted. And that's your background where the trees are smaller and the grass is in the background and all. And these are our big tree, like our big things in front of us. The big tree that you're looking at that's right in front of you, right in your face. So that's how I can explain it. So if you have a journal page and you have your girl on it or your picture, whatever you've done, and you feel that it's flat, now go in And even take a piece of printer paper to cover your girl, or you can even if you go, I sometimes go over the girl a little bit with the colors. It depends on what my mood is. But your girl's on there, you're on your journal page, you fill your journal page is flat. Look at the colors. Pick a two dark colors that like two colors that are in your background that are like a darker shade, or even the colors themselves, you know, whatever way you, I don't know what your situation is, but pick like darker colors. Like you see, I have the pink here and I pick this darker. I have the green here and I have green in the paper that's muted in behind. And just take a stencil or a stamp or just your brush and just kind of tap it around and watch it bring out. It'll be magical because it just brings out, look at it. It just makes it pop. So I hope I didn't bore you too much with that. But that's how you, like I said, that's how I look at it, as if I'm looking at something. Like I said, I look wherever I'm sitting at my desk and I have all this chaos around me, but the first thing I see is my camera sitting in front of me. And, you know, the background is all my brushes and my calendar and my speakers and, you know, my paints and my glues. And like, so think of it that way. So just sit down. If I'm not making sense to you, sit down and look at something and see what you see. Like when you watch the TV is prevalent right there, but you don't, the stuff behind on the walls, the pictures of this, the that, that's the secondary. And that's where we're at. This first background is secondary. And then this is your primary pops of color. Whew. I don't know. A little dilaudid, a little, you know, a little crazy. But, yeah, so that's about that. So, as always, any questions that you have, I'm rambling because I don't know why. Any questions you have, as always, leave below. If you found me and you want to sub, like I said, you can click my name and it will take you right to my sub page. I just finished up a giveaway and we'll be having another giveaway soon. Again, like I said, we have our live shows. We have a great group called All Things Creative. And I hope to see you guys again. And thank you for everybody who watches and comments and likes it. And y'all rock. You guys are just the best. And I just feel very blessed. And as always, be kind to each other because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. So, thanks, guys.